I'm Tim Stevens, and this is the 2025 Volkswagen Golf GTI. The GTI is easily the most iconic hot hatch on the road today, and for 25 it gets a new nose and some new interior tech as well. Is that enough to keep it relevant in the face of increasing competition from the likes of Toyota and Subaru? We're going to run you through all the numbers and then we'll give it the full Capital One Auto Navigator review treatment to find out. Under the hood, we have a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine connected to a 7-speed dual-clutch DSG transmission. That'll give you 241 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. In the city, you can expect 24 mpg, 32 on the highway, and 27 mpg combined. At all four corners, we have 18-inch alloy wheels wrapped in Goodyear Eagle Sport all-season tires. Now back for the GTI's hallmark feature, the hatch. Open this up, you've got 19.9 cubic feet of storage here. Fold down the 60-40 split rear folding seats, and that expands up to 34.5 cubic feet of storage. Up front in the GTI, we have these cloth seats with this wonderful throwback pattern here. They have power adjustment for recline, but weirdly they have mechanical adjustment to go forward and backward. Steering wheel is heated as well and leather wrapped. Behind that, there's a 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster, and in the middle, a new larger 12.9-inch touchscreen that has both wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. There's a wireless charger down here that is ventilated to keep your phone charged and cool at the same time. Checking out the rear seat on the GTI, I've got the front seat adjusted to where it would be if I were driving, and sitting behind it, I've actually got a good amount of legroom here and plenty of headroom too, which is one of the great things about the GTI for sure. 2 adults back here, no problem at all. 3, a little bit tight, but not too bad. Fold this down, you've got cup holders back here and a pass-through as well for longer cargo. In the center console, there are 2 vents for heating and cooling, as well as a pair of USB-C ports. That's all the numbers in the GTI. Let's hit the track. All right, we're out here on the racetrack. I've got this into sport mode and we're having a good time and showing what a great car the Volkswagen GTI is. Now this is basically the base spec GTI, the S trim, which starts at around $34,000 and with no options. That's basically what we have here. You can spend a fair bit more on a GTI if you want to. You go all the way to the Autobahn edition, which adds niceties like adaptive suspension, but you're going to spend about $10,000 more if you want to go there. And you can even go higher than that if you want to. You can step all the way up to the Golf R, which adds more power and all-wheel drive and other niceties like that. Then you're talking upper $40,000 range. But honestly, if you're just looking for a fun and practical car, this base GTI, it's hitting all the right marks. I'm having an absolute blast out here. But even though this doesn't have the adaptive suspension, the base Golf still does a really nice job of not only being fun out here, but also being comfortable and easy to drive on a day-to-day basis. As we showed you before, we were giving you a tour of the interior. It's incredibly practical, comfortable. There's a lot of cargo space out back for anything that you need. And it's just an overall great car for everything that you want to throw at it. Now for 2025, again, Volkswagen did make some pretty significant updates to the car. Again, that nose is all new, and I think it does have much more personality up front than it used to. We've got a bigger touchscreen in here as well, but perhaps the biggest and most significant change that Volkswagen made for the 25 model year, the GTI, it's actually the buttons here in the steering wheel. Volkswagen got rid of the old capacitive touch buttons that were just so easy to hit incorrectly and hard to hit when you wanted to. You had to look down every time and see where they are. Now we have real buttons on here again, just like we used to have, which are much easier to use without having to take your eyes off the road. Unfortunately, though, Volkswagen did not give us an actual volume knob. Instead, we still have the slider here, slider for the temperature control as well. That's unfortunate. I would easily trade this larger display for a smaller display with a volume knob if I had a choice. Unfortunately, I don't. Another change that Volkswagen made for the 25 model year is to get rid of the manual transmission. That's right, your only option now is the 7-speed dual clutch transmission that we have in here. But honestly, it's a really great box, and it really, I think, also pairs nicely with the idea of a GTI, that of a car that you can have a lot of fun in, that you can also go on a nice and sleepy morning commute and have a low stress option to get there. This thing drives as smoothly as any automatic on the road. They get out here on the track, you can hit these shift paddles, put it in sport mode, and it'll very quickly and readily give you whatever gear you want, whenever you want it. That flexibility, that practicality, that fun factor has always been the hallmark of the GTI, and that absolutely lives on in 2025, making this yet another great Volkswagen GTI.